Good morning and welcome along to the morning show. If you've just tuned in, it's International Peace Day today. And on this International Day of Peace, we're trying to chill, Sally, right?
Yeah, we're trying to, help you just, take a deep breath, not get too stressed out. And that's cool. That's cool.
And the way we're doing that is with the help of Sandra Shama Kaur, who is a yoga... I've been saying yoga master, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome along to the show. I've been saying yoga master. Do you say yoga masters, or is that just...
Not so much.
That's just
not
Jedi.
So much.
That's the Jedi.
Yeah, we try not to do that.
So tell us about... it's International Peace Day, and there's a reason why you're connected with that, and we'll get to that in a while. But tell us about you, and tell us about what you do.
Cool. Well, I've been practicing Kundalini yoga for 3 years, other kinds of yoga for 5 years, and I've become this advocate for self-healing and healthy lifestyle, healthy well-being. Mm-hmm. I do public talks for women empowerment, especially pregnant women, how to find peace in pregnancy, women who have undergone sort of violence in their lives, abuses. How do I find peace to heal the past? So generally what I do is I integrate numerology, understanding your gifts and your challenges, with specific practices from Kundalini yoga, breathing, mantra, relaxation. So you have tools to apply in your daily life to transform relationships, have better work-life balance, lifestyle changes, habits, and so forth.
Well, that all sounds good, Sally, right?
I'm all for the healing, to be honest.
Yeah.
But what drew you to yoga? I mean, how did you first, get into that? Like, did someone, like a friend, take you along, or what?
Well, it's a big story, actually. What happened is I used to live in Montreal. I was studying in McGill University. I lived there for 5-6 years. And I kind of got sucked into the Western way of life, partying a lot, not sleeping too much, gym, always working out, very, very self-conscious body image issues, all of this stuff, right? And then I was settling down, working, friends, and I got the call that my mom was in her final stages of cancer. Right. So I decided I would needed to come back and be with her in her last 6 months.
Right.
And I guess what I would have usually done is gone to the gym and just blow off some steam in the gym, right? But because I really wanted to be with her, and I didn't want her to see me all, pumped up and she's on the bed for so long.
Yeah.
Yoga was the path, right? A friend of mine suggested an online website because it was back in 2011, hardly any yoga studios. So I went online and I committed to a daily practice, 1 hour every single day.
Really? And did that help through that, what must have been the most difficult time in your life? Did that help? Did that provide the way to not switch off, but to find that peace there?
Well, what I noticed is I would have a lot of anxiety. I would have lots of thoughts, fearful thoughts, like, what are we going to do when she's not here? And should we tell her? And what's my sister going to do and my dad? Am I going to go back to Canada? And, I was just always mental stories, mental anxiety, so much pain, pressure, and fear. And what yoga made me do is I was able to tune into my breath, and for my breath to be my mantra rather than the thoughts. Bit by bit, the thoughts became less and less, and I kind of could be more relaxed.
Okay.
Yeah. So, just, break it down. For anyone who doesn't understand what a mantra is, what is a mantra?
Well, the word man means mind, and trang means waves. So a mantra effectively breaks down the waves of the mind. We can vibrate more than 100 thoughts a minute, right? Maybe even thousands per blink of an eye.
Hang on a minute. We vibrate thoughts.
Yes.
Okay. So we're vibrating thoughts, and these are mind waves, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. That's good. Sally's like, yeah. I'm just getting this.
Yeah.
So with the yoga, are we sort of regulating the waves, riding the waves?
Exactly.
What are we doing?
You're kind of breaking down the waves that are not really serving you right now, because we might have like different directions. Oh, I should do this. I should call him. And you're just like being pulled in different directions.
Yeah.
So you break down the thoughts. So for example, negative thoughts or unhelpful thoughts no longer bother you, and you're kind of more on one direct path.
Now, as you know, there are lots of people listening right now who are sitting in traffic. Perhaps sitting in traffic, perhaps having a bit of a stressful time. Is there something that they can do right now that could help them to de-stress?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Mark,
well,
definitely.
That's good because we're going to come back and we're going to talk some more with Sandra here. Thank you very much for being with us this morning. We're chilling out on International Day of Peace. If you're feeling a little bit stressed, Sandra will have the antidote for you in just a few moments. This is 9FM. 21 Pilots and Heathens here on the morning show, and we're here with Sandra Shama Kaur, who's a yoga trainer.
Yeah.
And I keep saying yoga master, and Tarek has picked up a little bit this morning.
Yes, Tarek has gotten in touch and says, "Wow, I'm already calmer hearing Sandra, the yoga master, talking about about how yoga helped her." So there you go.
That's really nice, and lots of people getting in touch this morning as well.
Yeah.
It's really lovely to have Sandra with us, and we are learning something. And prepare yourself, because I think this part, if you're stuck in traffic this morning, this part is going to help. Good morning, Sandra. Thanks for being with us.
Hi, Mark.
Hello there. Hello. So now, before we get to that, tell us something about thoughts, because if people are stressed out and they're having like stressed thoughts this morning, tell us that because you were just saying something which I thought was fascinating.
Yeah, sure. Well, what's happening at every single second is our mind is vibrating out thoughts, so it's creating all of these thought patterns. And when a thought pattern is created, it starts to pull thoughts like a ring, like I'm thirsty, maybe I should get water, where will I get the water? And the thoughts kind of spiral and spiral and spiral. And if we allow the thought to spiral and cloud into this big cloud, it transforms into this feeling. So you start feeling in your body what you were thinking of. So if it was ice cream, you start to feel like, wow, ice cream would be really nice.
I'm already there. I'm there already. My visions.
Yeah, and then you start becoming consumed with the emotion, right? Like, how will I feel if I get ice cream right now? And after the emotion comes a desire, and from the desire, it becomes really challenging to decide, to make the decision: am I going to go for it or not? So you have about 9 seconds to break down the thought pattern before it spirals into an emotion.
Does that work? Would that work in traffic? So if you're in traffic and you're going, how long is it going to take me to get to work? How long is it going to take me to get to work? And if that's what you're thinking about, then that is not going to be a positive.
So you got 9
thing.
seconds. You got 9 seconds. If you can break down that thought in the first 9 seconds with a mantra or with like some positive affirmation, you're good. But if you allow the thought to spiral and grow, you're going to start to feel in your body frustration, anger, disappointment. And then your desire is, I want to get out of my car right now. Why am I here? I want to scream. I want to scream at that guy next to me,
Yeah.
And then that's it. The emotion has totally consumed you. And you either have the willpower to have self-control and be calm and not throw a fit at the guy next door, or you have not much willpower, and guess what happens?
So, give us an example for some positive affirmations. I mean, like, again, for someone who really, this is the only thing they know. They only know that they are driven by these emotions. What is a positive affirmation that they could say?
Well, I'm going to suggest a mantra rather
Okay.
than an affirmation.
All right.
And this mantra is actually specifically for traffic. So it removes blockages. So you
Okay.
can imagine that
Okay.
right now, if how many thousands of people are listening to the radio right now, we're all stuck in traffic. And if we collectively chant the mantra, Ad Sach, Jugad Sach, Hebe Sach, Nanak Hosi Be Sach.
Okay.
Collectively.
And this means, does it mean something, or is it just like the sound? It's a sound.
Vibrational sound current.
Okay.
The actual sound current moves through blockages.
Okay, so it's just a sound that you make, and that will clear the blockages.
Exactly.
Okay, now that sounds like quite a complicated.
Yeah, it's a bit long.
but we can give it a go. We'll give it a go.
Great.
Yeah,
Let's
just
do it.
take it like one bit at a time
Sure,
for
let's
us.
take a
Okay.
deep breath in.
Okay.
Deep breath out. And let's begin. Ad Sach,
Sach,
Jugad Sach,
Jugad Sach,
Hebe Sach,
Hebe Sach,
Nanak Hosi Be Sach.
Nanak Hosi Be Sach.
Nice.
Okay, all right, okay. And is there a way of just breathing? Is there a way that you can? What's the best way to breathe if you're you're in a bit of a stressful situation, you're in a bit of traffic, or whatever your stressful situation might be? Is there a way to breathe that will alleviate the stress?
Well, you're not going to hear what I'm going to say, but ideally you want to breathe 1 breath per minute, Mark.
1 breath per minute.
Yes, 1 breath per minute. Can
One
you imagine
breath?
1 breath per minute? Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what that
Are you
means,
underwater at this time? Is this how it works?
you're just living your daily life,
Okay.
breathing 1 breath per minute. But what that means is essentially you're inhaling very slowly at a 20-second count,
Okay.
holding the breath for 20 seconds,
Yeah.
and then exhaling very slowly for 20 seconds. So that
Okay.
gives you the whole round of 1 breath. We won't do that. It's really challenging. But what
Okay.
I will suggest is maybe slowing down the breath to 4 breaths per minute, which means in 15 seconds you're doing 1 inhale
Okay.
and then 1 exhale.
And that's in 50 seconds. 15 seconds.
Yeah. So every 15 seconds you're taking 1 inhale long and 1
Okay.
exhale.
Okay, let's do it in 3, 2, 1, yeah?
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Inhale. Exhale. Breathing in and out through
I'm
the
sorry.
nose.
I laughed a little bit, and the reason why I laughed
It's 'cause
is
we're
because
breathing.
I went to exhale before I inhaled.
Well, I just want to point out as well. I mean, I know a little bit about yoga, not too much, and not very much that I can boast about at all. But do you not inhale and exhale from your nose?
Yes, we do.
You do not exhale out of your mouth.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, so you don't do it out your mouth?
No, you don't do it out your mouth.
Okay, right. Well, I've got a bit of a cold, so that's going to be a problem for me. And it's not going to sound very pleasant either.
And
on
you're
the
going to
radio.
have many people on air saying, well, I have sinus problems and I can't really breathe through my nose. So the tool is actually to have some warm water and salt going into the nose every morning to cleanse all of the nadis, all of the energy channels, so you can breathe better through the nose.
You pour that in?
Yeah, you get warm water.
You sniff it in.
Yeah, you kind of sniff it in. You pour
Yeah.
it in one nostril and then it comes out, and then you pour it through the other nostril, it comes out. You clean the energy channels and all of that stuff that gets stuck there.
Which we don't have to talk about. We're good.
Okay. I'm like looking at you both like, yeah, 'cause Sally's like, yeah, into this. And I'm like, you do what with water and salt? What do you do?
I'm open to ideas. What can I say? What can I say?
Okay, lovely. Well, we're going to come back. We're going to chat some more about this. If you have any questions for Sandra, I'm sure she'd be delighted to answer them
Bring 'em on.
for you.
Yeah.
And it would be lovely. So we're here with Sandra on International Peace Day, talking about inner peace and how to get all chilled and peaceful inside.
And how
which
to
is nice.
breathe.
And how to breathe as
Yes.
well. I'm learning. Here's Tom O'Dell. That's Tom O'Dell and Concrete here on the morning show at 9FM. It's Mark and Sally, and it's International Day of Peace today. And as a result, we are joined, and that's why we've got some chilled out music in the
Yes.
background. We're joined by Sandra, who is a yoga person. Is it Kundalini?
Kundalini
Yes,
yoga.
it's Kundalini yoga as taught
Okay.
by Yogi Bhajan. So the thing is that there are loads of different types of Kundalini yoga out there, but this is very specific. It's as taught by Yogi Bhajan. Yogi Bhajan is this awesome man who decided to share the technology of Kundalini yoga with the West in 1969. Before that, it was kept really, really secret, and until now, he gets like major backlash for sharing it with the West because it's so powerful in terms that it transforms you, so you're able to heal yourself by yourself.
That's nice. And Sally, we have some people who've been asking some questions this morning.
Yes, we have. We have a message from DJ Higosh who is asking about trips for yoga in front of mountains. Which
Yeah. Which mountains would you recommend that if you're going to go or any place really? Is there a particular place that you would go to feel at peace?
Well, I find the peace is within, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's the
You could
point.
be anywhere. You could
Yeah,
be
it could
anywhere.
be
You could be on the ring
anywhere, you
road.
know.
You could be,
Really, yes.
Mount
you can
Sinai,
really
doesn't
be
matter.
on the ring road and cultivate that state of inner peace, you know? But if you're looking for mountains, I mean, let's check out what we have around here.
Sounds good.
yeah.
St.
Yeah.
Catherine's, Mount St. Catherine is great.
Mo'atam.
Mo'atam.
Yeah. Lovely.
It's closer. Motam's closer.
Hello to Osama this morning, who says, I said the stuff like us, and I feel good now, but there's a ghost beside me. I think I said some magic words. Thank you for that, Osama.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about, because people say, how am I supposed to have inner peace? How am I supposed to get peace and be peaceful? I'm going through a bad relationship. The kids are playing up. Being a parent is difficult. How are you supposed to use or get peace when you have bad things going on?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I think it first starts with the mind. We really need to understand that any kind of tension that is created in the body, any kinds of fears, these are a manifestation of our thoughts. So the first step is to master the mind, to be in control of the mind, so the mind is not like making you think 1,000 things at the same time and like pulling you in different directions. Oh, I'm trying to call my daughter and she didn't answer the phone. What happened? Did something happen to her? Is someone after her? Is she going to be okay? And you're just like, you just put yourself in this drama story, and then she calls an hour later, oh sorry, my phone ran out of battery. You know what I mean? So first it's kind of like to be very aware and conscious of the thought patterns and to have the ability to break them down before they take you on a whim. So that's on the mental level. And then on the very heart level, it's really connecting with your heart and going deep within. Behind the heart sits the soul, the seat of the soul lives behind the heart. And when we are able to connect with the heart, feel the heart beating, connect with our inner soul, peace is just always there. It's not something we have to buy or shop for it. It's just there when we're able to develop that connection.
So if you're having a breakup, instead of putting on a Celine Dion album and crying yourself,
and buying a tub of ice cream,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Instead of doing that, you can get connect with your heart instead.
And also, crying is very good for you, I have to say.
Crying's good for you.
It's really good for
yes,
you.
Thank you. Please. Everyone's always told me to stop crying.
Cry it out. You just need to cry it out. Crying is a way to release the emotions that are stored in the body. And a lot of people say, oh, no, don't cry. And what that means is our emotions aren't transformed into something else. So then they start to manifest in the body as disease. So we start to feel bone pain, heart pain. Some people, right now, if we ask everyone to take 3 long, deep breaths, you're going to feel that some people can't get their breath beyond their hearts, because of so much pain that's just been stored there for so many years.
So a good cry would help that.
A good cry,
yeah,
is
but
awesome.
also you feel it, don't you? Like when you're stressed out, like you feel like you can't necessarily take a full breath. You know what I mean? You feel like there's almost like a pressure on your chest.
Yeah. And you breathe a lot more from the chest, not from the belly. So it's like a shallow breath. And just since I'm on the air, I just need to say this one very important thing. Correct way of breathing is when you inhale, you inflate the belly out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you exhale, you draw the navel in. It's not the other way around.
Okay. Yeah. I want to need some room around me when I'm breathing in future now. If I expand my belly anymore. It's interesting because I like crying. I like a good cry every now and again. But like not at life or anything. But if I'm watching a film and it's sad, and then I end up having a few tears, I actually feel better at the end of it. I feel like other stresses have gone because E.T. just died or whatever.
It's liberating.
Exactly. Keep your questions coming in this morning for Sandra, and it is International Peace Day, so we're talking about all things peace, and you have another technique for us coming up soon, don't you?
I do. It's really exciting.
Very exciting. Okay.
Another wave breathing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Another way of breathing, so stick around for that here on the morning show at 9FM. It's 12 minutes to 10 this Wednesday morning. Here's Evanescence. Now, I don't know if it's that song. I don't know if it's just the vibe of the day. I don't know, but I'm feeling chilled, Sally. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling quite chilled, to be honest.
Very chilled, very relaxed. It's International Peace Day today, and we are joined in the studio this morning by our yoga person, Sandra. Good morning, Sandra.
Hi, Mark. Morning.
Can I call you yoga master? Is that okay? Just for today?
Please,
no, you don't like it.
Please don't do the yoga master on me. I'll carry so much karma for that for the rest of my life. Just don't do it.
So what would follow yoga? Yoga.
Just Shamakar or Shama. Shama's perfect.
Shama, okay.
What does that mean?
The one who shines the light of her inner soul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
What if we call Shamakar now?
I know, right?
No, you can't. You have your own name.
Well, thank you very much for being with us this morning, Sandra.
Yes, of course, it's International Peace Day today. And we just wanted to ask you, Sandra, how does this, Kundalini Yoga, how does this tie into International Peace Day?
Well, funny thing is that the Siri Singh Sab Yogi Bhajan was one of the main contributors of establishing International Peace Prayer Day with coordination with the United Nations back in 1986.
Right.
So this year marks like the 30th anniversary. International Peace Prayer Day was a little bit different. It's in June, and there's lots of prayers and people coming together of different faiths. So International Peace Day is an extension of that.
Okay.
And basically our intention is to ask for peace, to vibrate out peace for people of different faiths, different
different backgrounds, different cultures, everything.
Exactly. Honoring our differences.
The difficult thing, I think, for some people, people who are a little bit cynical or whatever, is that it's been going for 30 years now. Every year we have this International Day of Peace, and then things don't get better, and sometimes people who think that things get worse in the world. Does it make a difference? Does it matter if we're all caring about peace and trying to make a difference in our own lives as well?
Well, the thing is that it's about collective consciousness, and it's about our thought patterns, you know. So if for just 15 seconds, you know, I'm not even asking for the whole 24 hours of today, but just for 15 seconds, we can collectively, as a country, ask for peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Let there be peace. Just for those 15 seconds, that's going to vibrate a higher frequency. You can think of the energy of the word peace, right? It feels it's kind of like a white light energy, you know, and something like anger feels more like red, dark, black, you know?
Yeah.
So when we vibrate peace, we raise the frequency and we raise the vibrations of ourselves, of our communities, if we're doing it together, of the country, if we're all involved, and eventually of the earth, of the world, right? So the more that countries come together and people come together in their awareness and consciousness to just vibrate peace, let there be peace, that's when a difference will happen. You know what I mean? So it's like small steps.
So if everybody just spends 15 seconds today just saying to themselves, let there be peace.
Let there be peace. Let there be peace.
Everybody should do that today, definitely. We have some questions as well, Sally.
We do. Hello to Behi, who's asking Sandra. He says, I have an interview today and I'm so stressed. Is there any way to get rid of the stress?
And also, Mahasad, hello to you this morning, says, is there a way to train our minds to relax instantly, a practical way?
Yeah, and also Ahmed gets in touch and says, I want to ask Sandra how to concentrate on your meditation, because sometimes I keep thinking much and I cannot focus. And I think it's all about that. It's the jitteriness that you were talking about, wasn't it, Sandra?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I'm first going to say that, to concentrate, to meditate and find that space of concentration, you need a tool, and one of the best tools is pranayama or breath work, right?
Okay.
Yeah, lots of different ways, lots of different techniques to breathe, and breathing calms down the nervous system, calms down the glandular system, brings balance to the left and the right hemispheres of the brain, so we are much more able to meditate. So if you're having problems concentrating, do a pranayama, a breath technique, before you meditate. And also for the person who's having, whether you have an exam or a deadline and you're really stressed about it, my all-time favorite breath is the 8x1 breath.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
and will this help Bahi with his interview as well?
I bet.
Also Maha to train her mind?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I really, really bet.
Let's give this a go.
Let's give this a go.
And people can do this wherever they are right now.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
just do not close your eyes if you're driving.
All right. Okay.
I think that's good.
Yeah, good advice.
Don't
Good
do that.
advice.
I'll carry karma for that too. All right,
Okay.
so what we're going to do is we're going to inhale 8 sniffs through the nose. So, and then 1 long exhale out.
And this is all through the nose again.
All through the
This
nose.
is the strangest sound for the radio. I apologize for that, but I'm sure you're listening and you're
They're
doing
enjoying it.
You're doing it too.
They're enjoying it. We're guiding them.
Do we do it again?
Let's do it again.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it together. Inhale. 1. Exhale.
Actually, that's really nice. I feel a little bit
Yeah.
lightheaded.
Exactly.
I do.
Well,
Feel, it's weird.
what that does is it activates the parasympathetic nervous system. So because of our lifestyle, we have basically been zapped into this overstimulated sympathetic nervous system, fight for flight, always running, always moving,
Yeah.
unable to relax, very reactive, impulsive, right? And when you breathe in this way, you activate the sympathetic nervous system, you become much more relaxed, more receptive, and able to make decisions based on your intuition and wisdom. So you act rather than react impulsively and, mess
Yeah.
things up.
Oh, I
Can
love
we,
that.
just, can we just do that one more time?
You want to do the... Margaret's enjoying the breathing
I'm
now.
enjoying the breathing. I like that one. That's my favorite. So, this is a final thing we're going to do. Do it one more time. If you didn't join in the first couple of times, join in this time.
Yeah.
We're going to count people in 1, 2, 3, and then we'll do it. Okay.
Cool.
1, 2, 3. Wow, I love that.
That's cool.
I actually love that.
That's cool. My chest is going, you're breathing too fast. You're breathing too fast.
I think you've just cured my cold as well. Never mind my inner peace.
I know, Mark's just really excited because he hasn't been able to breathe for 4 days.
Right. Sandra, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been wonderful.
Yes.
And I think lots of people have learnt a lot and probably had a very nice and peaceful morning this morning.
Yes, and I think definitely you've given us a lot of techniques to use, wherever we are, just
Yes.
to take a chill pill.
And let there be peace.
Let there be peace. Let there be peace.
I love that. I think it's a good way to finish.
Thank you for joining us, Sandra.
Thank you so much, Mark and Sally. Thanks.
Thank you very much. It's International Peace Day. Have a good day, everyone.